Hello everyone, this is Satish Kumar. So I'm here with my second lesson on emotional intelligence. So we are seeing about emotions. So in my first lesson, we learnt about uh, what is emotion and what are the features of emotion, and we also learnt about the difference between emotion and feeling and emotion and moods. So in this lesson, we are going to learn about the functions of emotion or importance of emotion. Okay. See, generally there is a negative opinion about emotion, that emotions are uh, problems, emotions are trouble. Okay, but the truth is, our emotions serve a number of purpose. Okay, in fact, emotions provide lot of insights to our intelligence. Okay, so emotions is as useful as our intelligence. Okay, in fact, the emotions gives meaningful interpretation of any event. Okay, our emotions gives our intelligence to interpret things very meaningfully. Okay, so our emotions serve a number of functions, and emotions are useful. Of course, emotions could be um, cause problems to us. Similarly, emotions could also help us to function better. It all depends upon how we utilize the emotion. In fact, that is what emotional intelligence is about. So, emotion serves a purpose. So, what are all the functions that emotions could serve or provide? Okay, so there is no doubt that emotions are good when it is properly utilized. Okay, so we will learn in this lesson what are all the functions of emotion. There are three major functions served by emotions to any individual. First is the intrapersonal functions. That is, our emotions serve a number of functions for ourselves. Okay, intrapersonal. Okay. Second is interpersonal function. That is, our emotion elements us to get along with people, to forge relationship. Okay. The third is social and cultural function. Our emotions enable us to function effectively in our society and culture. Okay, so these three major functions are there served by emotion. Please remember, these three are the major function. First, we will see the what are all the things that the intrapersonal, that is, what emotions do to us, helps us. Okay, first and foremost thing is, it helps us to act quickly without any uh, conscious awareness. That is, you don't need to process when you see a snake to get your fear. As soon as you see the snake, you get fear, and as soon as you get the fear, you have to do something. So you have to see the snake, and you have to consciously say this is snake, it will bite. Those kind of conscious awareness, those are reduced. So see, like this, a number of emotions have evolved for human beings, that we act rapidly. Okay, see, in ancient days, man does not know the impact of fire. Okay, for example, if we touch a fire, we will get burnt finger. Okay, so but these days, as soon as we see the fire, we know that it will burn our hand, so we won't touch that fire. Okay, again, these kind of mechanism, automatic reflex. Emotions is more like a reflective function, automatic reflective function. Okay, so there is very minimal conscious awareness involved. You don't need to process an event, so it helps us to act rapidly and quickly to knowing the situation. Okay, this is the first function. Then second is emotion prepare us for some behavior. Okay, as I said earlier, no, when we experience an anxiety, we know that we have to prepare. For example, just before the examination, tomorrow's examination, today you are experiencing anxiety means it will enable us to sit down today and learn all the subjects about the tomorrow's examination very clearly, revise so that tomorrow you may do well in your examination. Okay, so it helps us to prepare for some behavior. Okay, and for all emotions we could say that. Okay, this is one example. If somebody is provoking us and we get angry, the angriness provide us and prepare us for some behavior. Okay, we will respond in as per our excuse me, how we perceive the event. Okay, so here all the processes are involved: the perception, learning, memory, and our goals, and all these things are considered, and we will come up with some behavior. But one of the thing very important about thing here is, although emotions prepare us for some behavior, it is not always turned into action. That is, emotions prepare us for some behavior, but people may act on that behavior or don't act on that behavior. That is emotional intelligence. Okay, see, when somebody is provoking you, you get angry, and this angriness will reflect as a behavior. It prepares you for a behavior. You want to do something. You may also shout bad words at that person who is provoking you, or you may fight with them physically. Okay, or you could just ignore that. This is not acting on your behavior. Okay, even though it prepared you for some behavior, you are not acting, you are controlling your anger. Okay, so that is why I said emotions, although it prepared first for some behavior, it is up to that individual to whether act or not. Here comes the intelligent part. Okay, emotional intelligence part. Okay, so emotions will raw, it will prepare us for some behavior, but emotional intelligence is comes there and act, whether to act on that emotion or not. Okay, this is where emotional intelligence is matter. Okay, then other function of intrapersonal function of emotion is it influence our thought. Very very important. That is what I said earlier when I started this today's lesson. The major function of emotion is it influence our thought, how to perceive things. In fact, when somebody is making fun of us, okay, when somebody is provoking us, our emotions guides us to act appropriately. Okay, the kind of emotion that we feel. If we don't have emotion, no, we will stand like a buffalo. That is what they say, no, எரும மாட்டு மழை பெஞ்ச மாதிரி இருக்கா, மழை பெஞ்ச மாதிரி இருக்கான் அப்படிம்பாங்க. Our emotion, we should have some emotion. If somebody is making fun of it, we have to act on it. So our emotions only give that. But again, if we act very rashly, it will create problem. But at the same time, we have to protect ourselves, or protect our image, our self-esteem, our self-ego, like that. For that we need to act. So emotions help in that way. Okay, of course not engaging always aggressive behavior is wrong, but at the same time not responding to somebody who is provoking us is also not good. So emotions will provide some input to our thoughts, how to act. Okay, very very important function. Without emotion, no human being will function properly. And if we have some troubles with our emotions, no, and if we cannot express our emotions properly, no, we will always be lagging. Okay, so experiencing emotion and showing that emotion in some form. We cannot suppress or deny our emotion or ignore our emotions. Emotions need to be uh, uh, let out. Of course, how you let out, it's where your intelligence comes. Okay, you cannot express very rawly like anger, very aggressive behavior. You could express it in a different way. Okay, so emotions will definitely influence our thought. Okay, and emotions will also influence your future behavior. Today a event happened, you experience an emotion. So now, based on this, in future, when you're dealing with a particular person, no, this emotion will help you to, okay, that day I experienced this emotion, so this day I have to avoid this. So it will help you to behave your future behavior, how to shape your future behavior. Okay, so emotions serve, these are all the interpersonal function. It serves us this, it helps us to act quickly, it prepares us for some behavior, it influences our thought, it motivates our future behavior. Okay, these three are intrapersonal, that is helps us. Now we'll go to the interpersonal function. See, emotions, the kind of emotions that we show, we human beings uh, show, no, will actually signal to others to how to deal with us. See, if you are a cheerful person, if you are a smiling face, if your body language is vibrant, if you are assertive person, people will approach you, people will try to form relationship with you. But if you are a sad person, if you are an angry person, if you are rude and rash with people, right, so those kind of people will not be liked by others, so they don't want get along with us. So the emotional expression of an individual, how he expresses himself, will help us to forge relationship, intrapersonal function. Okay, helps us to build. In fact, our emotional expressiveness, no, is a very important communication and relationship management tool. Okay, so that's why it is uh, quietly said that we have to express positivity and cheerfulness, so naturally we will attract people. If we express negativity and depressive kind of feelings, no, people won't uh, come to you. Okay, so interpersonal function, emotions helps us to forge relationship, very very important function. Okay, the third is, emotions also serve social and cultural function. See, every society and every culture prescribes certain rules to their people. For example, in in our culture, like um, generally in the Asian cultures, no, it will be like men are to be strong and brave, and they could express emotion like anger and aggression, and women are considered to be expressing not such attitudes, expressiveness. So men are generally taught not to cry. If you, even if you cry today, what to say, பொம்பளை மாதிரி அழுறாம்பார் அப்படிம்பாங்க, பொம்பளை மாதிரி. So they have decided the society has previously decided that only female should cry, male should not cry. Okay, and so this kind of attitude should not be expressed by male. So likewise, a lot of things are there. Okay, every society expects its individuals to be, for example, our societies are collective society. Okay, Asian societies, the Western societies are individualist societies. There individualism and self-interest are fostered, but here collectivism is fostered. So here a unit family and a joint family, all this comes first. Okay, so everybody is asked to behave like that. Only then the social and culture will be the society will be functioning better. That is why every human being has a certain role and they have to express such emotions. Okay, uh, this will help us to function in a society in a better way. Okay, so every society and cultural functions are there, so these has to be followed. Okay, so emotions serve such purpose also. So these are all the three major functions of emotions. Okay, now we'll see what are the relationship between emotion, thinking and behavior. See, recall a time when you are happy and content. Okay, how you view the world, how you view the other people's. Okay, huh? Recall a situation. Similarly, recall a situation when you are sad and depressed. Okay, and when you are angry, and that time how you view the world and how you view the other people. Okay, this, you are the same person, but when you are sad and angry, you view the world itself as negatively. You view all people as negative. When, because you are sad, you view every people as negative. You view all the people as selfish and cunning. But when you are happy and content, you see all people are good and like that, and you see the world in a different matter. You like everything. That will happen. In fact, I have experienced this personally. When we are happy, we see everything happy. When we are sad, we will not get attached to other things. We see the things differently. So that is what I said. Emotions will affect our thinking, and it will also affect our behavior. When you when you are sad and when you don't like the world and you don't like the people, no, you don't like to mingle with people. You don't like to talk to people, right? But when you are happy and when you are content, you will get along with people because your thinking will also be very good. Okay, so your perception will keep changing based on your emotion, how you perceive the world, how you perceive the people. If you are happy, you will see the other person as okay, but if you are sad, you feel the other person not favorably. Okay, if you are sad, you won't see the world as a good place. See, என்ன உலகண்டா இது அப்படின்றீங்க, நீங்கள் கஷ்டத்தில் இருக்கீங்க. Okay, so our emotions will actually influence both our thinking and behavior, either positively or negatively. It depends upon the kind of emotion that you experience. Okay, very very important factor. That is why at some point of time when we feel down and other things, no, we got to be very careful in our behavioral aspects, because we may act rashly because we are down. So in such time we have to be very careful not to act irrationally. Rather than being silent will be good, so that we may not commit any mistakes. That is a part of emotional intelligence. Okay, so with this I end this part. Okay, in my next lesson we will see the types of emotion. Okay, with that we will end the emotion part, and next lesson we will look at the emotional intelligence after that. Okay, bye.